Good evening.
Oh, we just did that synced?
Yes, we did. We're in tune here, brother.
Look what happens when my dad's in here. We are in sync, Lenny.
It's harmony, baby, harmony. Exactly. As long as they don't ask us to sing, we'll be fine.
Please don't make us sing. We
won't do that.
Oh, jeez. Well, good evening, Mr. Remo. How are you doing today, sir?
I am well, Mr. Blevins. Happy to be here with you as always. I enjoy our time together when you're on this side of the glass.
Oh, geez. I will say it definitely often feels lonely on that side of the glass, but sometimes I do like being by myself, though.
I can dig it. I can certainly dig it. But nobody's on that side of the glass. We're on this side of the glass, and on this side of the glass, we are in the
Bozard Ford Studio.
Oh, that's fine. We got it.
All right.
Which leads me to tell you all about those wonderful people over on Route 16 in Bozard Ford. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine has a goal to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. That's longer than I've been alive, and I'm old. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked number 1, numero uno, automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
All right, when quality matters, trust A.E. Davis Construction, North Florida's expert in high-end homes, commercial builds, renovations, and historic restorations. With over 72 years of experience, a dedicated team delivers craftsmanship you can count on and relationships they built on trust. They don't just build buildings, they build confidence with integrity, performance, and results that keep over 85% of their clients coming back. From concept to completion, choose A.D. Davis Construction, where your vision meets their legacy of excellence.
Okay, if you're on the Bayfront, it's a little bit breezy, but I got a place where you can warm up really wonderfully. You can eat, drink, and be Irish at Meehan's Irish Pub and Seafood House. They're on the waterfront, as I said, in downtown St. Augustine. Whether you're craving classic corned beef and cabbage, fresh seafood from the raw bar, or their famous bangers and mash, Meehan's is where locals and visitors feel right at home. Grab a pint in their cozy Irish pub, unwind upstairs at Johnny's Oyster Bar with stunning views of the Matanzas River, or kick back in the backyard with tropical vibes and a Caribbean-inspired menu and fire pit tables, so you can toast your own marshmallows if you'd like, because that's the way you keep them warm out there tonight. The pints are cold, the food is unforgettable, the welcome is always warm, the staff is outstanding, and that's only at Meehan's. Go, enjoy yourself, tell them we sent you, say hi to Reggie and the crew.
All right, Lenny, who else do we need to thank to this?
Oh, we have such a wonderful collection of sponsors. We have A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia and Moultrie Creek Diner. Julie and I had breakfast at Anastasia Diner this morning, and it was wonderful. I had the pastrami omelet. Oh, my goodness. Brightway Insurance, the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, an all-time favorite. Saint Restaurant, Synergy Power Solutions, Bear Kresge and Associates. They're starting to gear up because it's almost tax season. Powell Heating and Air, Bozard Ford, which we mentioned, but we appreciate them so very much. Meehan's again, A.D. Davis Construction, who built the building we're sitting in, and the St. Augustine Distillery and City Great Spirits. So they support us. We try to support them, and we would appreciate if you would do that as well, because you will not be disappointed with any of our sponsors.
All right, thank you so much, Lenny. I can give you back the A.D. Davis read.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. So
Olympics all the time, Blake. All Olympics all the time. Or at least today.
but yeah, just for today to at least ease away from the political talk, ease away from talking away from James Fishback and his exploits on Tinder. So.
I have no idea what that's about, and I think I'm probably better off for that.
Good for you, Lenny.
Wow, holy cow.
Good. All right.
I don't need more things to fixate on, as you well know.
Oh, please tell me. Right. Lenny, I have Asperger's. I have a lot of things I can fixate on, and thankfully that's not one of them. So
good. So the Olympics have actually started, and tomorrow is the official opening ceremonies. Mm-hmm. And you've looked into what's going on with those opening ceremonies, Blake. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, I have, and surprisingly, there was a little bit of controversy here.
Oh my goodness.
Not necessarily because of the Winter Olympics themselves or the opening ceremony. It's because of what I have put in the title.
Uh-oh, which is?
One of the topics I put in the title was Mariah Carey. if any of you are fine historians of the 904 Now Network, you have known in the past that one Mr. Peter Melfi was not a fan of Mariah Carey.
Huh, what did he do all Christmas season?
He had some nightmares about that song.
Mimi? Okay.
He was definitely not a fan of Mimi's Great Adventures, let's say.
Okay.
So I thankfully Mr. Melfi is no longer in control of the 904, so we have the opportunity to place Mariah Carey in today's title of Bollocks this evening.
Welcome home, Mariah.
And the reason why is because she is one of the headline feature players of this year's Winter Olympic opening ceremonies taking place in the iconic San Siro Stadium in Milan, Italy.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this year's Olympics take place in Milan and Cortina officially. There are some scattered other regional locations as well, but the two main hubs for this year's Olympics is Milan and Cortina.
And they're 250 miles apart.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a distance away. But isn't here from Miami a little bit longer though?
I don't know why we're bringing up from St. Augustine to Miami, but it is topical for some of us today.
So, but yeah, so
yeah, it's going to be interesting because and it's weirder still. So the opening ceremonies are in Milan. Most of the skiing events are in and around Cortina, but they're in a couple other locations as well. Cortina, which by the way is the Queen of the Dolomites. That's the mountain range in which this is all transpiring. And the closing ceremonies, not to rush this closure because the Olympics are going to run from February 6th to the 22nd, George Washington and my mother's birthday. And that's how long these Olympics are going to be going. And the closing ceremonies are actually going to be in Verona in a 2,000-year-old Roman amphitheater. Not to rush the end of the Olympics, but, so it's really kind of spread out across northern Italy. This is also the second time that Cortina has hosted the Winter Olympics. They hosted the 7th Winter Olympics in I got too much stuff here to read my notes. 56. In 1956. They were scheduled to host the Winter Olympics in 1944, but those were canceled because of a little thing called World War II.
Yeah,
So they didn't happen. So it's going to be big doings, and it's always fun.
But could have waited 2 more years, then would have been back on track, I guess.
Yep. So that's all going on. But it's really interesting because the Dolomites they're gorgeous. If you've seen any pictures there, I'm not a skier, but I have friends who've skied there with some regularity, which is interesting because if you want to ski on this, it's like if you're a golfer. You want to play on some of the courses that you've seen on TV for golf tournaments. Up here at Sawgrass, the Bethpage Black, which was, up by where I grew up. Torrey Pines. You can pay to get on Torrey Pines, and it's a lot less expensive these days out in San Diego than trying to go play Pebble Beach. But a lot of golfers would like to play on the same courses that pros play. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of skiers that want to ski the same runs that the Olympic skiers are using. And Cortina makes that easy. In the Cortina area, there's 12 resorts that are linked together with 75 miles of groomed slopes, 450 lifts, 750 miles of just slopes in general, not necessarily groomed slopes. And it's got the world's largest unified ski pass. So you can buy one pass and ski in all 12 of those resorts, all 75 miles of groomed slopes, right? All 450 lifts. It seems like it's a big bang for your buck. I can only imagine how much that one lift ticket does cost, however. I don't know what a daily pass would be there. But right now, doesn't matter because they're going to be a little preoccupied with some international action.
Yeah, it definitely might be a little bit busy up there on the ski slopes the next 2 weeks or so.
Yep.
But and then actually probably for another month as well because you still got the Paralympics after that as well.
And then I'm sure tourists are going to be flocking in to, as I said, ski those same slopes and see how they do. And by the way, our girl Lindsey Vonn, she is recuperating. She is healthy. I won't say healthy, but
completely ruptured ACL, but
Not stopping her.
Did you see her workout video today?
Nuts. She's jumping on things. She's working out in the swimming pool. She's got weight vests on. The woman is a force of nature. She's fabulous, and I'm surprised nobody brought her up when the morning question on Wednesday was, one of the greatest female athletes, because she is certainly making a case for being superior. So I'm impressed by her, and I wish her nothing but the best. I'd love to see her medal. Probably no more than she does. She'd love to see herself medal. But that's courageous, too. It really is. First of all, at 41, and with a what'd you say, a ruptured ACL?
Completely ruptured ACL. Like none of it attached, nothing. Bam.
Wow. All right. Well, that's going to be a wobbly little knee. She's got a brace on. I know that. She's skiing with a brace.
The Phillip Rivers special. When
Okay. At least nobody's going to try to tackle her. Imagine being a defensive player and you try to tackle the guy and you get that whole brace in your face. Good thing you're wearing a helmet.
Might need some braces on your teeth when you tackle that brace.
I would think so, certainly.
Yeah, so ceremony kicks off 8 p.m. local time there, which is CET, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on NBC and Peacock.
During the afternoon?
Yep, it's actually going to be live on NBC and Peacock. This because in the past it used to be like on tape. They're going to have another recording of it at 8 p.m. for those who missed it.
For the prime time, yeah, for the working folk.
And the commentators this year, because Tarico's in Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, it's Mary Carrillo and Terry Gannon doing the commentary.
Okay.
And unfortunately, this is a little bit what current events going on here in the States. The original host for NBC's coverage was Savannah Guthrie.
Yeah.
But with everything going on right now,
she's got more important things to be concerned about. So we wish her nothing but a positive outcome there for sure.
Yeah, still hope the best for Savannah and Nancy and everyone in the Guthrie family. So thoughts go out to them as well.
That's just odd.
Yeah,
in so many ways. But we're hoping for a positive outcome. Yeah.
So for NBC, it'll be Mary Carrillo and Terry Gannon calling the opening ceremony. Talk about. What all fun stuff is happening in the world during the Parade of Nations? Like that's always like the most funniest thing for NBC to do is just say like during like the Parade of Nations say like Djibouti, but then also next country South Sudan went through a tough civil war. It's like okay you want to making a butt joke, then all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, this country's going through some fun turmoil right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Does South Sudan have any Winter Olympic athletes?
No, I don't think so.
There are 92 countries participating this year in 116 medal events. It's the most medal events of any Olympic to date, 116 medal events. And it could be the most diverse. Is that a dirty word in America today? Usually. The most diverse Olympics as far as gender relations is concerned, because it's almost 50-50. It's 47% of the competitors are women. So the balance between men and women in these Olympics is pretty close to even at 47% women participant in the 116 medal events. Yeah. So that's going to be good. They've added in a couple of women's disciplines into what were traditionally men's events. So they've added that. Your father is very disappointed in the height of ski jump hills, but they added a large hill for the women. So it's women's large hill ski jump, and this is the one that flips me out a little bit. Women's double luge. I mean, there's a men's double luge as well, and you and I spoke about luge the other day, and luge is the one where you're laying on your back going feet forward and you can't steer the sled. Now they're putting two people on that sled going feet first down this slope, this icy tube, and you don't have a steering wheel in that thing. And we did some of the math here, because the men average between 130 and 140 kilometers an hour going downhill on that thing. That's 87 miles an hour laying on your back on a sled. Yeah. Or two people laying on their backs on a sled, kind of snuggling. Wacky. The only thing I think is wackier is the skeleton, where you're going as fast, if not faster, face forward on a sled, but you can steer that sled. I don't even know if that's better or worse because, at that speed, you twitch a little bit one way. Yeah, we've seen everybody flying out of that ice tube. Kind of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Those are some, that's, the question is, are they brave or are they nuts? And I got a feeling it's a combination of both.
It has to be a combination of both. Like if this was like a question of the day, if like which would you rather do, luge, bobsled, or skeleton? I think everyone would go for bobsled first because everyone believes like you have the shell there to at least slightly protect you.
Right.
Yeah, but then if bobsled wasn't there, I think a lot of people would still go with luge because even though you can't control it as much compared to skeleton, you're slip out feet first, then head first.
Yeah, they do. You can control the luge by shifting your weight a little bit, but man, that's going to be incremental, Bobby. I've got to figure because you're going 130 miles, you're going 85 miles an hour. So again, it's, you make one wrong twitch and who knows what's going to happen. But, something that you Floridians are not familiar with, Blake, have you ever been sledding?
So the way that you probably have sled in New York, no. But my dad likes to tell this story all the time. When he was running the Winter Wonderland at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, they so behind like the backstage area, he actually constructed like a little ice slide where it's basically just like the original carnival slides that but they
Right.
wetted it down, then froze it down.
Okay.
To make it a little bit more slippery.
See, I like the ice slides where somebody's pouring vodka at the top and my mouth is at the bottom waiting for it. Those are the ice slides that I can handle pretty well.
Yeah, but I remember going up, just walking up the steps and just seeing like two people wipe out and like so basically the slide had like a little like divot right here that allowed people to get a little bit airborne. They had netting to protect like those from like going like truly off, but I have seen those where basically they have either like jumped into another lane,
Okay.
or gone up completely and flipped back.
So like bowling when your ball goes into the lane next to you, that's not good.
Yeah.
Unless you get a strike over there,
Yeah.
they thank you very much for that.
And I was 7.
Okay, and what were you sitting on?
I think it was a
Because when they do that,
a
normally
potato
it's
sack.
a burlap sack. Yeah. Okay.
So I remember being at the top, and all of a sudden I was like, "Love you, Dad." I was like, I was gonna go down, Dad, and went over the jump, got a little airborne. My feet came out. Thankfully, I stayed on the ground. Then my feet were just grinding on the ice. I was like, oh, "Thank God I survived."
Yeah.
And I remember Santa Claus walked over from like the meet and greet. It was like, "You did a great job, Blake." I was like,
See, you got something extra in your stocking that year. Barbara Jean pointed out I was going to bring this up too because when in New York it snows, you find a hill, you go sledding, and those are there's two ways of doing it. You can sit up on the sled and you have very little control. Or you can put your feet on the thing, like a flexible flyer. And the front runners you can handle by turning them either with your feet or your hands. So if we were going face down, you had your hands on the handles that would control the front blades, and you could steer that way as well. And that's similar, I guess, to the skeleton. But we were not going that fast and it wasn't that icy. But Barbara Jean pointed out she would go on a saucer, which is basically a garbage can cover. But, and then they started making them. Just round discs, like a giant frisbee. Figure that out, and then you could go down hills on those. But when I was in college, there was a very, very large hill called Libe Slope in back of the library, hence Libe Slope, that went down to the West Campus area. And if it would snow, people would grab trays from the cafeteria and go traying. And it's the same thing as like going on a saucer or a sled. You put a tray under your butt. You start at the top of the hill. You got home a lot faster, but it was tough because for a couple of weeks the cafeteria ran out of trays. Nobody brought them back, so that was fun. Yeah,
yeah, that definitely sounds like fun.
It is.
However, that probably would have been too chicken to ride it though. Unfortunately,
Central Park, you can go sledding in Central Park. A lot of golf courses that have hills were fun to do that as well. So yeah, I mean it's anywhere there's snow, people will find a way to go sledding on it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually once went sliding down a glacier in Wyoming, and that was pretty interesting too.
Mm.
It was in the Grand Tetons, and it was in July, and it was magnificent because it was a really beautiful day when we got up to Lake Solitude, which was 10 miles up in the Tetons. It was you had to hike your ass up to get there. It was beautiful. First time I ever saw a moose live and in person. They're very, very, very large. Very, very large. Big moose. But you come out of this forest, and all of a sudden opening in front of you is this beautiful alpine meadow. And behind that is a crystal blue lake, which is Lake Solitude. And on the other side of it was a glacier. This was July, and we're out there in T-shirts sliding down on this glacier. It was really pretty neat. Great experience. Beautiful. If you can ever get up there, it's a nice hike. 10 miles up, 10 miles back, but it's well worth it. So, yeah.
All right. So back to opening ceremony. So we have 92 countries competing, officially competing this year.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one clarification that I want to make that I was looking through this during a pre-show. I accidentally made the comment. So officially, Russia and Belarus are not competing in the Olympics.
Right.
However, there are going to be individual neutral athletes. They're officially 20 athletes, six men, 14 women. They won't be in the Parade of Nations, though.
So they will be competing without a flag?
They'll be competing with, this is like their official flag, the AIN flag, but they won't fly it anywhere. I believe I believe this is what they'll fly. Maybe they'll have their own neutral flag that they'll fly. I don't think it'll be like the Olympic Olympic anthem or the Olympic flag again.
Okay, 20 of them.
Yes.
It's tough when individual athletes that spend their a majority of their life training and competing, trying to qualify to get into the Olympics, because you just can't show up and say, "Hi, I want to do this event." You've got to go through qualifying after qualifier after qualifier. For their country to do something, untoward toward the rest of the world that is bad enough to them to be sanctioned from the Olympics, it's tough when the individual athlete who really had nothing to do with those political decisions is penalized for it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that there's some avenue for these 20 people to be able to compete, so all their energy, their time, and their effort hasn't gone for naught.
Yeah, and these neutrals aren't competing in any team sports, so they'll only be competing in alpine skiing, cross country skiing, figure skating, freestyle skiing, luge, short track speed skating, ski mountaineering, which we'll talk about in a bit, and speed skating. So no team events for them, only just individual competitions.
Okay.
For them.
And most of those, does it say what countries they're from? Where they would have been from originally?
13 Russians, 12 Belarusians.
Russians and Belarus. And those are the two countries that have been asked not to participate, shall we say. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there will be a little bit of Russian and Belarusian influence there, just not officially. So, but other than that, 92 official countries in this year's Parade of Nations. And even though the main opening ceremony is going to be in the San Siro Stadium in Milan, there's actually going to be 4 athlete parade locations in Cortina in the city center, Milan at San Siro, Predazzo in the ski jumping stadium, and Livigno in the snow park there. So there's 4 locations where
that's all part of the opening ceremonies?
Yes.
So the entire complement of Olympic athletes are not marching together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting. So, but it doesn't say where the U.S. is going to be marching in. And actually, out of the 92 countries that are on the list, Greece is number 1. Always. U.S. is actually going to be number 90. We would have been, I believe, let's see, double check. So because the rest of the countries are based off the Italian spelling.
Right. Mhm.
So U.S. would have been Stati Uni di America, which would have placed us near, I believe it would have placed us near, like 77, only Spain. But however, since it's because we're hosting the 2034 Salt Lake City Winter Olympics, the next and then the next
Right.
Winter Olympic host countries get to go before the host country, which is Italy. So it'll be U.S. 90, France 91, Italy 92.
Okay. So at the closing ceremonies, the U.S. representative will get the Olympic flag and a little bit of flame to take with them.
Well, actually, it'll be the French because in 2030 it'll be in the French Alps.
Oh, I thought you said the next one was coming back here in 28.
Oh no. So they only focus on the sun. So the handouts are only for like during for like the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics. They don't hand off for like, okay, next Olympics are going to be the Summer Olympics, or like they don't focus on like, okay, then the hand.
Okay, so it goes winter to winter, summer to summer.
Because they already did the handoff for the LA Olympics back in the Paris 2024 Olympics.
Gotcha.
And actually, speaking of which, there actually is a delegation there for LA 28. Mayor Karen Bass of LA is going to be there, and Eleni Alaskis, the lieutenant governor representing Gavin Newsom, representing LA 28 as well.
California, yeah.
And plus, also in the box as well is J.D. Vance, Vice President, Secretary of State Rubio, also U.S. Ambassador to Italy, Tillman Fertitta, owner of Landry's. So the owner of Bubba Gump is our ambassador to Italy.
Hope he's bringing shrimp.
Yeah, and then of course the second lady, Mrs. Vance is going to be there as well.
Usha, good for her. Hope she enjoys it.
And then actually, Vance and Rubio were actually at the first women's hockey game, U.S. versus Czechoslovakia. They're at the arena.
Okay.
I believe we won 5-1.
Hey, go us.
Mhm.
All right.
Yay.
Women's hockey is getting big. It really is.
Mhm.
That's good. It's it's as competent as men's hockey. Maybe just a little. I don't know. I was going to say a little less. Knock them into the boards, but I don't think that's the case. So we shall see.
Yeah. So
go on.
So for the opening ceremony, so the big headliner is Mariah Carey. She's not expected to sing "All I Want for Christmas," and sadly for Pete. So, but she's expected to sing a Neapolitan hit, I believe, Volare, according to like leak rehearsal. Volare. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Cantare. And then
see, you get me started.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But that's according to reports based off of like rehearsals and other leaked reports. Also joining her in singing as well is Andrea Bocelli.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Laura Pausini. She's a phenomenal 4-time Latin Grammy winner, a Golden Globe winner, Best Original Song for Losi from The Life Ahead. She also served as international versions of The Voice and X Factor coaches, and was a co-host of the Eurovision Song Contest, one of your favorites.
There you go. Song of Fire and Ice, I'm telling you. It's my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Right.
By far.
And then we also have a Milan-born rapper, Gali. His best song was Nina Nana. It peaked number 2 in Italian album charts. It gone quadruple platinum in Italy.
All right.
And he collaborated with Travis Scott, Ed Sheeran, and Stormzy. And he'll be
That's
blending
an collaboration.
I know. He'll be blending Milani slang with French and Arabic. His rhymes should bring a fresh event energy to the event. We also have Lang Lang. Oh. We also have Lang Lang. He is a piano prodigy who's been he actually performed. He actually played piano at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I remembered the name from when you brought him up earlier. I said, that sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I had to double check that he wasn't a panda.
Yeah.
So
you're asking the same thing, and I do believe there actually is a Lang Lang in Did they still have the Smithsonian pandas? Let me double check
It
if.
was the National Zoo, and I forget if we had to send them back because China got pissed or they let us keep them. Every now and again, we got to give them back because we kind of, it's on loan or it's a gift, and then they get cranky with us and they want them back. And then they give them back to us, and they give us another one. It was Ping Ping and Ling Ling, and yeah.
There actually was a panda Lang Lang that died in Nanjing, and I believe
So it wasn't here. We were out of town at the time.
yeah, and looks like and he was actually one of the Olympic pandas during like the promotion before the Beijing Olympics. So yeah, so
that's sad.
I know. So thoughts on the music names that did you hear? Besides,
It'll be interesting. We're going to be out tomorrow night, so I'm going to put a tape in it. But the fact that it's on tomorrow afternoon, maybe we'll watch it before we go out, and we can watch it live and in person as opposed to on tape delay.
yeah.
That way, I'll feel better about not missing it.
And then actually, AMC Theaters partnered with NBC to actually have to broadcast some of the events, including the opening ceremony in some of the movie theaters as well. So, so maybe hey.
I love Barbara Jean. She's right there with me on this stuff. Barbara Jean used to have a Bobby Rydell album singing Volare, and I would venture to say you have no idea who Bobby Rydell is.
I don't know who Bobby Rahal is.
He was a teen heartthrob back in the day.
Why did I say Bobby Rahal? Why?
Because your mind goes to motorsports. That's fine. You are a big motorsports fan. You're a Zoom head. So
if definitely feeling I'm wearing a motorsports shirt today. So
all right.
Yeah, and then actually fun fact real quick. For speaking about bobsled, NASCAR is actually partnering with the U.S. bobsled team to actually help develop new bobsleds for future Olympics as well.
Probably tougher skin and lighter metals, lighter materials, and I don't know if they're using carbon steel. What is it? Carbon fiber. That's stuff that they're making suitcases out of nowadays. But but there is something interesting that's come out. I don't know if you saw any of the foo-for-all about. There was a Spanish skater, Tomas Lorenc Gorino Sabate, was wearing overalls and a yellow shirt and dancing to the music from Despicable Me. He was doing his routine based on the Minions movies. And all of a sudden, Universal said, "Not so fast, buddy."
They own their main parent companies broadcasting the dang thing.
Well, they reconsidered and they said, "Go right ahead." So he will be able to do his routine. He will be able to wear his Minions outfit, and he will be able to use the music from Despicable Me.
That probably has to be a lot of money that NBC paid to the IOC. Like, we already paid you guys $250 million just for these games. Here's another $1 million.
Right.
Here.
Pocket change, I say. All right.
And plus also free promotion as well to get people to watch the Minions, which happens to be on Peacock.
Yeah, and isn't there like Minions 15 coming out?
Yeah.
I hope so. We love the Minions.
Yeah. But also the freakiest thing about the Minions was seeing them at the last Olympics in Paris. When like all of a sudden they appeared, it was like, what? What do they do? Why do they have the Mona Lisa? And then all of a sudden Mike Tirico said, "Oh yeah, that's right. The Minions have their Illumination Studios have their animation studios in Paris." So I was like, "Oh, so yay! So we can blame Paris for the Minions. Good.
Hey, we can thank Paris for the Minions.
My dad will definitely thank them.
Oh, we're big fans. Big fans. All right, so the U.S. contingent is 232 athletes, give or take, because that number kind of fluctuates. And there's somewhere between 2,900 to 2,916, but who's counting actually? Total athletes competing this year, and 195 Italian athletes. So there's a lot of people going to be wandering around northern Italy looking for gold medals. By the way, how much are the medals this year? I think, the price of gold is through the roof these days. Gold has gone up dramatically in the last couple of years. And I think I read somewhere that these are going to be the most expensive Olympic medals ever produced. And that's probably just because of the price of gold. So that should be interesting. I haven't seen a representation of what the medals look like. But yeah, that's a lot of gold they got to get.
Let's see. So estimates like around 2,300, 2,400.
A medal?
Yeah.
Okay. And silver's, I got news, and silver's up too. Silver tripled through the course of the year, though they both came down a little bit in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so silver's worth around 1,200, 1,400. Bronze, $5, $6.
$5, right? Seriously?
Yeah.
Too funny. Try harder next year. Maybe you'll get a more expensive medal. Oh,
Wait,
well.
hold. So it might be better for bronze to actually just get chocolate then.
I would think, right? At least you can eat it. So, 2,500, 1,500, and $6.
No. They should really partner with Toblerone because those duty free Toblerones cost like $12.
Right, get that instead of your $5 bronze medal.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how long it'll last in the safe deposit box, but, well, when they go back to Switzerland at some point in time, or the Swiss Alps, then they can do that for sure. All right. So now, we talked about a couple of the new events they're adding in. This one fascinates me because, so many of the Olympic events have come out, and the Olympics themselves, or the marathon, came out of real-world situations. The marathon came from Greek war when they had to, let somebody know what happened in the battle, and the guy had to run 26 miles to bring him the news. And that's where the marathon came from, and the distance of the marathon came from. But I found there's an interesting one, mountaineering, better known to us when the Olympics were over as Skimo. Skimo. Not to be confused with chemo, which is a mountain in the Northeast. It's not very, very. Oh, it's Okemo. I'm sorry. Okemo is in, I don't know, New Hampshire, Vermont, one of those places. And not very big hills.
And then, but also definitely don't confuse it with skee ball, the great arcade game.
Skee ball. Hey, Boardwalk in Long Beach. Skee ball is great. And that's another one of those things where I was absent the day they taught you that you bank it off of the side and goes in. You can really do well. Me, I'm a traditionalist. I would try it right up the center. But if you find a sweet spot on it and you bank it, man, into the 100 every time. It was really pretty wild. Maybe it was just the 50, but be that as it may. All right, so Skimo is very interesting. It's hard to describe. You start at the bottom of the mountain. You have skins covering your skis, and you have your skis on, and you trudge up the mountain to a certain point. Once you hit whatever that threshold is, you have to take your skis off, put them on your backpack, and literally trudge up to the top of the mountain in, I don't know, knee-deep snow with your skis on your back. When you get to the top, you have to put your skis on and ski down. It's the first time Olympic event this year, and I am looking forward to seeing that because it looks wacky. I saw a couple of videos of it, and they're kind of plodding up with their skis. Then they're literally trudging through the snow up a mountain. I'm sure they're appreciating when they get to the top because the downhill is going to be a lot easier at that point in time. So I'm really looking forward to that. And this is one of these things that the people that lived in the Alps, that's how they got around. They would climb up and ski down. So as I said, this was another one of these events that came out of real world. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to be fascinated to watch Skimo, I think. I'm looking forward to that. Men's, women's, relays. They've added a couple of relay races in the luge and the skeleton and the bobsled. No, not the bobsled. I just think the luge and the skeleton have relays.
Yeah.
So that's where that's going on. And then, you've got some other things that are going on that are not quite the Olympics themselves. But if you're in Milan for the Olympics, think about stopping into Santa Maria delle Grazie, which is a church in Milan where the Last Supper is. It's on the wall in this church. It was been there since the 1500s, and it's tough to get in there because it is so precious. They only let about 10 or 15 people in for, like maybe 10 minutes apiece. And then, next group comes in, They don't leave you in there for a real long time either. So that's interesting. And then you've got the magnificent Duomo in Milan, which I've been to. My grandmother was born in Milan. And the Duomo in Milan is right at this amazing plaza. But if you've seen the picture of the Duomo or you've been to the Duomo, there are statues all over the top of it, and you can go up there and walk amongst them, and it's phenomenal. It's a bunch of saints and other statuary up there, and it's right on a big plaza. But what I found very bizarre about it was you're looking at this old world Duomo that they started construction in 1386. You know when they finished it?
Ooh, when did they finish it? I'm gonna go bold and say 2005.
You're close. 1965. Well, they started it in 1386, so you were a lot closer. You were a lot closer to the end of it than you were to the beginning of it. So you were within 2 years, give or take. Here in our timeline, we'll give you 2 years. Yeah, thanks a whole lot, Troy.
1965. Yeah.
1386 to 1965 to build the Duomo. But so you're looking at this magnificent edifice, the centerpiece of Milan, and there's a big plaza in front of it. And then when I was there, which was many, many, many years ago, you turn around and directly opposite are, just downtown Milan buildings. But it looked like you were on the Ginza. Every one of them had some type of huge neon sign or signboard or video screen in bright and garish colors representing Fuji and Sanyo and whatever else it was. And, you're looking at that, and then you turn around and you look at the Duomo, and you turn back and you're looking at this. You want to talk about a juxtaposition of worlds. It was freaking confusing. It really was. But, if you're in Milan, I definitely recommend you try the risotto Milanese, which is simply a saffron risotto, which is one of my favorite meals to make and eat. It's a side dish for, like a scallopini Milanese or a cotoletta Milanese. And also, now we just came through Christmas season, and I don't know if they toast up beautifully, but they also came from Milan, from the House of Sforza, which was a very powerful family in Milan at the time. And they've been around since about 1470, Panettone.
Is it wrong that immediately when I hear Panettone, I was like, okay, the color people?
Similar. Yep.
Yeah.
Basically the same pronunciation.
Yeah.
So, what's the color of the world? I think it was white this year, as a matter of fact.
Their choice of color of the years have been awful the past 2 years.
Like gray or white or...
It was like a cloud of white this year, but then the previous year, it was like a mocha orange that makes it looks like the worst thing you want to pick up in your backyard.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a great color to choose for your color of the year if you want to make like act in disgust. Think about it. Now, so when you were a restaurant owner, did you used to do like anything special for like when the Olympics came around? Did you have any seasonal menus? No, just...
Well, it was tough to say in my restaurant because my first restaurant I changed the menu every week and I did 50 unique menus a year. My second restaurant, which was twice the size of the first one, I toned it down a little bit and just did 12 unique menus a year. So I would change the menu at the kitchen on Pine Street every week. The kitchen off Pine Street, I would change it every month. So, I would tailor it to the season. I was farm to table before you called it farm to table because, what was seasonal, what was trending, what was available, what was in its best condition for that time of year. And that's how I built my menus. So, and then I would also interweave different cuisines, whether it would be classic French, classic Italian, whether it be Cajun, Creole, Thai, Asian, all of that kind of mixed in and mixed around, barbecue. So I had a lot of fun because my menu was very, as they would say, eclectic. You could probably get whatever. The only problem is people would come back the next month and say, oh, I'd like that. Not on the menu this month, sorry. That confused people until they got used to it. So.
All right. But, now, speaking about food, we did have a news report come in just 40 minutes before the puck drop, before the USA Czechoslovakia preliminary round robin matchup for women's hockey. There was reports that the Burgers and Hot Dogs stand already ran out of food.
Really? Well, that's not good. The Olympics haven't started yet. There's gonna be a lot of hungry people there.
Yeah. So,
Well, and it's interesting too because I don't know if they're playing. Oh, they are. They built a 16,000 seat hockey. It says stadium, and I can't believe it's open air. So I'm presuming it's an arena, but I don't know why they called it a stadium. And I think an arena should be. Well, I guess arenas can be open air as well, but I don't think of stadiums as covered. Well, I guess nowadays football stadiums are covered. So what do I know? But they built a new 16,000 seat hockey stadium for this Olympics. But they're also repurposing stuff because they're using the original skating venue from the original Olympics, which is nice. And 11 of the 13 constructed venues are either existing or temporary buildings, so that it's going to be low impact on the area when the Olympics are over. The existing buildings are obviously still going to stay there, and the temporary ones are going to go away and return it back to once it was.
mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. So they put some sustainability thought into producing this Olympics, which is, a very good idea to do. And, I don't know if it's going to make money or if it's going to be losing a fortune, because Olympics are not necessarily money makers for the host cities, which is why it becomes more, you're starting to see them kind of go back to previous venues that have some of the infrastructure already there, because to start from scratch to do this, even if you have, a 6, 8, 10-year lead time, because they're not picking next year's Olympic tomorrow, they're picking it, 5 years ago. It's very expensive to build, especially if you're starting from scratch. So if there is some infrastructure there, or you can repurpose existing infrastructure, it makes it a lot easier to build it and afford to do it. So, yeah, one more piece of trivia about the Dolomites in Cortina. It's been used for a lot of movie shoots.
Okay.
And one in particular was kind of fun, and that was the James Bond movie from 1981, For Your Eyes Only. I think the final scene was him on a motorcycle on the ski slopes. And in that one, that would be Roger Moore, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. All right. So the Olympics are about to start.
Mm-hmm.
And actually going back to the opening ceremony one more time, because of Milano and Cortina hosting it, there's going to be 2 simultaneous cauldron lightings.
Really? Okay.
One in the center of Milano and another in Cortina.
Makes sense.
And I haven't seen I've seen photos of the cauldron.
Yeah.
But what was your thoughts about the Paris cauldron when they didn't have any flame and just had like the steam that made it look like it flames?
Yeah, you need a good roaring Olympic flame. It's necessary for the joy of the Olympics and the someplace where you can warm your hands on a cold winter Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I think you kind of need the fuego for something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but like that's the issue with like being like all sustainable. Is like, yeah, you want to be all sustainable. All of a sudden, here you go, fire, boom, carbon everywhere.
Well, yeah. All right. What? So that was the fire was causing global warming with the CO2 emissions. What about bringing 2,000 people that are panting and exhaling because they're all athletes and they're all hyperventilating to get their oxygen going? That's a lot of cows out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of tough.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So like thoughts about the first week of Olympics. What's like some things that you've like started to look at the schedules like, ooh, I should probably watch this.
Skimo. I'm looking forward to Skimo. I want to see that. I want to see Skimo. I want to see if anybody's going to be able to beat the Norwegians or the Finns in, I guess it's the winter biathlon where you're skiing and shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That'll put a damper on your trying to take over the Northlands, because those guys are good. Those Finns and Swedes, Norwegians, they're real good with skiing and shooting from what I remember from the previous Olympics. Cross-country skiing just gets a little bit boring for me. Figure skating should be interesting. I'm looking to see the Minions skate, as we all should be here at the 904.
Yeah.
And skeleton and luge for sure. Those crazy people going head first, feet first at 80 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. So
not
Lenny,
in a car, not in anything.
Yeah. So speed mounting starts February 19th at 3:50 a.m. Are you going to get up that early in the morning to watch the women's sprint heats?
Probably not. That's the beauty of being able to time shift, however.
But also another issue as well. 7:55 is 7:55 and 8:15 is when the finals are taking place. Are you gonna be up then?
I could be up for that. Sure, I could be up for that. We don't have a TV in my bedroom, so I'd have to get up and literally get out of bed. But I could make the effort. I could make the effort. We shall see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And then I got to root for the Jamaican bobsled team. Ramon.
Yeah, let's see, Bob. Let's see, double check bobsled when they are taking place.
And the Jamaicans are in it this year, are they not?
Yeah, looks like bobsled's going to be on. So let's see, trying to see. So it looks like bobsledding starts. Training starts on February 12th, and then looks like the heats don't start until February 16th, and then February 17th on Tuesday at 1:00, and then 3:00 is are the gold medal races.
So do we have any non-traditional bobsled people on our bobsled teams this year? If I'm not mistaken, didn't Hope Solo work on the women's bobsled team one year? And didn't Herschel Walker?
I definitely remember Herschel Walker being a part of a bobsled team.
And I think it was Hope Solo, the women's soccer goalie, also was on the women's bobsled team.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, crossover sports. And, that's pretty serious stuff. So, it's good to be the driver because you don't have to do the pushing.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like Hope wasn't on the bobsled, but it looks like she was named as like an alternate. Like
I thought she was on the team. I guess she didn't compete, but I knew she was trying out for the team. I thought she had made it, but yeah. So we have no crossover athlete surprises on this year's bobsled team for the U.S.
What's up?
We have no crossover surprise athletes playing bobsled.
Let's see, cross athletes in bobsled. Let me double check here.
Anybody who's not a traditional bobsledder.
Ryan Bailey, he finished 5th in the 100 meter at the 2012 Olympics. Later joined the bobsled team. We also have Frank. Let's see, doesn't look like Frank. Keisha Love. She was transitioned to bobsled after being invited to a push camp, having a background in other sports. So there are some. Chris Langton, a former Cornell University lacrosse player who became a push athlete for the U.S. national team.
Go Big Red! All right.
All right, let's see.
What year is it, Ithaca? What year at Cornell?
Let's see.
I don't recognize the name from the lacrosse, but I have friends who would.
Let's see. Chris Langton, he was Big Red. Checking right here.
Go Big Red.
Trying to check all of his stats. Let's see. His hometown was Melrose, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Competed all 4 years and had 18 goals in 2012.
Okay. 2012. So yeah. So well after my tenure.
Yeah.
by 32 years. Holy shit.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because like Herschel Walker, they got him because he was big and strong and fast out of the blocks. So, because once you're hopping into the sled, your work is done. Then you just wait. Because then the driver takes over. But it's it's the acceleration, the speed, and the strength to get the sled going and going as fast as you can before everybody hops into it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like the bobsled too. I don't like it when they turn over and they go flying out of the track though. That's a little rough.
Yeah. So,
right. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then actually speaking about Cornell real quick, I actually did look up. There are actually some former women's ice hockey players that play for Cornell that they're actually playing in the Olympics this year.
Excellent.
We have Brianne Jenner and Kristen O'Neill playing for Canada. Laura Fortino playing for Italy. And Rory Golday playing for the U.S.
And they're all out of Cornell.
Yep.
Good for them.
Golday graduated in 25. Fortina graduated in 2013. Brianna Jenner graduated in 2013. Kristen O'Neill graduated in 2020.
Yeah, when I was at school there, Cornell had a very, very, very competitive hockey team, and our most famous hockey player that I'm aware of was Ken Dryden, one of the greatest goalies of all time.
All right, let's see. Let me do something for Bobby real quick. Let's just see NC State athletes in the Milan Olympics. So it looks like
This is for you, Bobby. We'll see what's coming out of North Carolina for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. There are actually no official NC State alumni.
Well, I think Barbara Jean may have some states friends. Got to be people from Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
in the
100%.
Winter Olympics, I would think. There's probably a lot of people from Minnesota.
Let's see.
They don't even wear coats. They're used to the cold.
Let's see. Just like curiosity for my dad, is there any University of Miami?
No, but there are people from Florida, I believe.
Well, Lindsey Vaughn, but
Right. Well,
let's see. Florida athletes competing in Milan. So we got some interesting ones.
who can we root for?
We got a figure skater from Coral Springs.
Oh,
Speed skater from Ocala. Speed skater from Ocala. Frank DeLuca, Fort Lauderdale. He is competing in the bobsled.
nice. We're back to
And,
bobsledding.
and he's actually going to be the male flag bearer for Team USA in the Parade of Nations.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah. Jack Hughes, he's currently plays for the Devils. Jake Gunsel playing for the Lightning.
Oh, well, yeah, you've got the hockey players.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else do we got?
Right, because hockey trading deadline stopped because there's the temporary pause for the International Olympic players.
Yeah, and then actually today is the last day for NHL for the regular season for right now. They'll be back on the 25th.
Yep.
Let's
That's
see.
good.
So let's see. So I look up the flag bearers for the U.S.
Yes.
So
the woman speed skater Erin Jackson
Mhm.
and the gentleman you mentioned, Del DeLuca.
And actually, Aaron Jackson's actually from Ocala as well.
Frank DeLuca, yeah. I would presume that there's probably a pretty good training center there. If they're all coming from Ocala, there's probably a big training center there for speed skating, though.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But that's good. So yeah, we've got a speed skater and a bobsledder, and you said Frank DeLuca was also from Florida.
Yeah.
So both flag bearers for the opening ceremonies are Floridians.
Yeah. And also one cool thing I want to highlight before we say goodbye to everyone and before anyone watches the opening ceremony tomorrow. The International Olympic Committee, I believe a year after the Paris Olympics, announced the new president of the International Olympic Committee, Christy Coventry. She is actually a Zimbabwean politician, and she actually is the first woman to be president of the
IOC.
Of the IOC.
Good for her.
So she's going to be the first woman president of the IOC to act as the leader of the country to open up the games.
And she's from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Does Zimbabwe have any athletes in this Olympic?
Let me check.
I would think possibly in the Summer Olympics they should.
Oh yeah.
But
no.
Yeah, it's a little tough to do snow there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And by the way, Erin Jackson went to the University of Florida.
Nice.
So where she was probably a speed skating queen, because I don't know how they. Do you have a competitive speed skating team? I would think probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's an intercollegiate sport, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Mm-hmm. All right, Lenny. We've at least killed 59 minutes. Great show so far. Great week. Thank you so much. And fantastic show. I hope nothing best for my dad and Rebecca while they're enjoying their little vacation.
Looking forward to hearing all their adventures when they come back from Ecuador and the Amazon. That should be a fascinating trip. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to hearing all about that. Last chance for a Super Bowl prediction.
I was talking with my dentist today. He was asking me about it. I think I changed my score. Seahawks 27, Patriots 20.
And though I think the Seahawks are the stronger team, I think the Patriots have a couple of intangibles, and one of them is Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
So it would not surprise me to see the Patriots actually win this, which is why, it's always so tough to pick a team. I still haven't gotten over the Patriots beating Atlanta in that Super Bowl. That was soul crushing. Soul crushing. Well, Blake will be with you tomorrow with Amanda in the morning. And then we will both be back for a doubleheader on Monday. So have a safe, enjoyable weekend. It's going to be a little bit chilly, so bundle up. And once we get to the other side of the weekend, things should start warming up measurably. So have a great weekend. Take good care. And this is Bollock signing off for the week.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you, Blake. Always a pleasure.